Hi guys, for the sake of this problem, we're going to make this program a little harder again. So I'm going to take length 3, I'm going to make it any length. So forget about the length 3, and I'm going to show you how to scroll through the loop in here and reverse order. The only thing you don't know how to do is to create an array. So I'll teach you how to create an array right now. There's two ways. You can either use curly braces, so I can say int nums. Oh, it's already called nums. I'll say int r equals, and I could write curly braces and write the numbers 5, 6, 7, 8 and close my curly braces, and that will store, oops, that should have been a curly brace, that will store the elements in order inside R. Also, that's not very common. We don't use that very often because we often don't know what's going to come in our array, so I'll call it int R again, and I'll put square brackets. And the next thing we need to do is determine the length of the array. So that's going to be the hard part and the tricky part, but I'll show you how to do that in a sec. Int r equals new int, and inside we put the array length. Now, we know this array is going to be the same length as the array coming in. This is nums. So we already know how to get the length of nums. The length of nums is nums.length. So our new array needs to be the same length as nums. So int r equals new int nums.length. And that will create the array the same length as nums. So now that we have an array the same length of nums, we need to make sure it has the elements in reverse order. Again, for loop here. Well, this time we're going to reverse the for loop. For int I equals, we'll say nums dot length minus 1, and you'll see why I'm doing that in a sec. We'll say as long as I is greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus. This is because we're going to reverse the order of the array. So as we go backwards through the array, we're going to go forwards through our new array. Okay, so I'm going to create an index up here. Int index, this is getting tricky, remember. Int index equals 0. This is going to be where we're storing it in our new array. So our new array, remember, is called R. We're going to set R index. So index already started at 0, so R0 is going to equal nums I. That is the last element of nums. Remember, this is not just for length 3, this is for any length. I'm making the program harder so you can understand the theme here. Next, we need to add one to index, index plus plus, because we need to store it in the next index. And we're done, because I is automatically going to be subtracted by 1 every time because we're in a for loop, and it's going to go in reverse order. Now let's hope I did this right, because I need to return R. Remember, R is my array. And let's see, hopefully Mr. Ragland, what did you do wrong? Oh, I misspelled length, L-E-N-G-T-H. And let's see, dun, 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 all correct, all right. So remember, this is not just for length 3, this is for any length. Create a new array, and this is how, you haven't done a new array before, this is how you do it. You have to put the length in here. I could have just put an integer like 3 or 4. In this problem I could have just put 3 because I knew it was going to be length 3, but again, I'm trying to teach you for any length, not just length 3. So this number very well could have been 3. Int index is to keep track of where I am in my new array. That's R. I have two arrays going, nums, and I have R. And as I go through my for loop, this is to go backwards through an array. I start at the end, and then index is going forwards because I'm doing index plus plus since index started at 0. So I'm going forwards through index, I'm going backwards through nums, which is I, and it's storing them in reverse order.